Read that sign for me.
Please close the gate.
Gate, not gate.
Gate.
Please close the gate.
Please close the gate.
Listen to the vowel sounds. An actor must know how to extract their full value. Please close the gate.
Please close the gate.
Now, please close the gate.
And that is a clip from Mr. Burton, stars Toby Jones. So this is a Toby Jones show, not a Noby Jones show, which is always a very good thing. Hello, Toby. How are you?
Hello, Simon.
Thank you for gracing our podcast again.
Very pleased to be here.
Yes, you make occasional appearances, and every time I feel as though we have enough impetus to keep going for the next few months.
Oh, great. Well, that's a lovely thing to say.
That's the way.
I feel very welcome.
Introduce us to your movie.
So this is the story. It's on one level, it's a very simple story. It's about the discovery of Richard Burton, the film star and theatre actor and celebrity of my childhood, major sort of intergalactic celebrity of my childhood, one of the most famous actors in the world, who I think possibly now needs reintroducing in a way to a new generation who maybe he isn't so well known to. Anyway, this tells the story of how he was discovered effectively by his English teacher and how the English teacher not only fired him up about Shakespeare, but also fired him up as an actor and became a huge lifelong influence on Richard Burton. I mean, he was a friend for the whole of his life.
Yes. And the legal guardian.
And remarkably,
yes,
in a sort of medieval scene, or a sort of Thomas Hardy scene, his legal guardian.
So we're going to. But so you are Philip Burton. What do we know about your Mr. Burton?
Well, we know quite a lot about Philip. I should have explained that as well. That obviously Richard Burton only became Richard Burton when I adopted him. Before that, he was Richard Jenkins. But my character's always been Burton, yeah. Philip Burton, a single man. Who latterly set up a drama school in New York and was always writing books and was a Shakespearean expert. So he sort of had a late flourishing, not because of Richard adopting Richard Jenkins as his son, but certainly helped by that, I think.
Yeah. So when we start the film, so it's 1942, Port Talbot. So the war is on.
Yeah.
It's very much, very kind of painting a picture of a Wales that is long gone.
Yeah.
Now, but you're in digs with Leslie Manville. Slightly, so she's called Ma Smith, and you call her Ma, and I'm thinking, what this is? But she calls you Mr. Burton.
Yes.
This is strange.
They're clearly not a couple.
No,
unless they're involved in some elaborate role play. You think?
Yeah. Anyway. So it's you and Leslie Manville, and you appear as Philip Burton to be a very content man. Certainly in the first half of the movie, he put me in mind of Anthony Hopkins in 84 Charing Cross Road, a very kind of centred man who knew who he was and was content with life. I'm not quite sure that tells the whole story of Mr. Burton, the way you tell him. Tell us. I did think you're enjoying this role. When you walk into the class and you start quoting Shakespeare and stuff, I thought you're having a grand time here. Were you having a good time?
I was having a fantastic time. I think the whole business of being an actor, this alien experience to working class people at that time, that Richard Jenkins gets exposed to the world of theatre in the course of the film. And I think that what Philip Burton has is he already has an understanding of how culture can give him a kind of a view on the world that that liberates him in a way. I'm not sure how in touch with his own emotional life he is, but he finds a huge consolation in culture in general. And I think that's what he infuses his classroom with. And in a way, his classroom becomes a stage. Whether he likes it or not, he can't help but turn it into a stage. So I think he's a sort of actor manqué himself and remains like that. But he's also an academic and an autodidact.
And is he content? I mean, that's how it feels as though he's happy with his lot.
I think he is content. I think he loves... I think he would love to be part of the professional theatre and slightly a bit like Richard Jenkins here. He's writing these radio plays, so he has some access into it. But he's largely content because he's become emotionally self-sufficient. And I think that something happens in his relationship with this boy that slightly, well, it does upset him as well.